Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another awesome hump day, Wednesday, with Paranormal Brew. I'm Taryn Kerber, your host. I am here every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We go live at 8:35, but it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Every week with a special guest. Tonight, I have two special guests. I have Chris Hartle. I hope I'm saying that right. And Dawn Oren, which Dawn's having a little bit of trouble getting on, but as soon as she can get in, she's going to come on. Yes, originally it was supposed to be Jamie, but Jamie had surgery today. This came out of nowhere. They actually called her a couple days ago and said, we had an opening, let's get you in now, kind of a thing. So she couldn't pass that up. So I want to dedicate this episode to Jamie, and I hope she is recovering or she's on her way to feeling better and recovering soon. Much love to you, girl. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Chris on. Chris is helping out with Paranormal Rockdown. It's a Paracon out towards the west. I am gonna stop talking, so I'll bring him on. You know me, I can keep going. So let me bring him on.
Hey Taryn, how you doing today? How is everybody?
How are you? How did I do with so far? Was I,
Did good, got the name right and everything.
Welcome to Paranormal Brew. Thanks for coming on. And I wanted to bring you on to talk about, I like to promote my friends and their events and their Paracons as much as I can. So I know you guys have a Paracon coming up, Paranormal Rockdown, which we will get to and talk about. But first, oh wait, I think she's here. Perfect timing.
That's the craziest thing.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I'm so sorry you had such trouble.
Okay.
I was telling Chris before we went live, like, I'm new to Restream. So even on that end of it, it's foreign to me. So like trying to help people walk through it, it's hard for me because I've never had to sign on that way. I've never had issues that way. So I apologize, but I'm glad you're here. We just literally started, and I said we definitely want to get to the Rockdown and everything and talk about that. But first, for my the people that watch my show, every week, and people that follow me, they always like to get to know a little bit about our guests before we talk about whatever we're promoting. Either one of you can start. I just basically how you got into the paranormal, kind of. A little bit about yourselves, and then we can get into the event.
Yeah. So first thing I want to say is thanks for giving that shout out to Jamie. Just so everybody knows, Jamie is home already from the hospital. She had the surgery today. She's doing great at home in bed resting. So again, thank you for giving that shout out to her. But as far as me, paranormal started with me just having experiences at my parents' house. Probably since I was like 12 years old ish, hearing voices, seeing spirits and everything. That kind of got my kick started into it and wanting to know more. Then I started doing like the cemetery by my house by myself, just going there when it's getting dark and everything. checking out, asking spirits and everything. And then it grew the locations. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. And was, just a little background, like, was family supportive of this? Because, we've, people nobody in my family is into the paranormal. Not one single person, not even my
yeah.
fiance. Right? I'm a loner. So they accept it and stuff like that. And they talk to me about it. My niece is starting to get into it, but if you go, like, I got into this in my late 20s. I wasn't experiencing this stuff growing up. You know what I mean? Like, knowingly, I was, now that I know what I know now. But when I was younger, I wasn't talking about that stuff to anybody because I didn't know what it was. And that, it was like in one ear, out the other. Weird.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, family was definitely supportive. I mean, my mom was into it as well. She never done like investigations anywhere, anything, but it kind of freaks her out with it, but she does believe in it. My aunt on my side with my aunt, she's actually part of my team. So she's definitely big
Oh, that's
into it and
cool.
supportive of it. Most of the,
What's the name of your team, Chris?
what's that? I'm sorry.
What's the name of your team?
Shadow Seekers Paranormal.
Thank you. And you guys are based out of where?
We're in Illinois. Yep.
Illinois. Awesome.
So yeah, me and her on the team. It's pretty much just me and her on the team now. We're hoping to bring Dawn in. We haven't investigated with her yet, but we've been talking for well over a year about bringing her on. But me and my aunt, most of the time when we had a full team, me and her were the ones that had most experiences hearing the voices and stuff. So me and her definitely have a connection with that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dawn,
Yes.
Thier. It's nice to
Yeah,
meet
nice to
you.
meet you. I'm glad he invited me on. I'm sorry Jamie couldn't make it, but yeah, I'm glad she's doing okay.
yeah.
So definitely a good
Yes,
thing.
thank you so much for coming on. And just like Chris, if you could just give us a little background, about where you came from and how you got to where you're at right now, and your little niche.
Yeah, well, I back when I was like maybe 14, 15, all of us high school girls, a friend of ours had a haunted house and it was built on an Indian burial ground. So we used to hang out there and we'd, play with the Ouija board and all that crazy stuff that kids do, So
Yeah.
and I mean the most that happened is like lights flickered and stuff like that. And you would see shadows every once in a while, but it was nothing we were scared of. I mean, it was just kind of like, oh wow, look at that, So we, didn't know anything back then. So, fast forward, got into the shows like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures and Paranormal State and all those. And somebody suggested, if you want to do this, just reach out to groups. So I had a group for a while. They were in Springfield. I'm in the Illinois area too, Peoria area. And I connected with some people in Springfield, and that lasted maybe about a year. And then I just kind of forgot about it for a while. And then I saw Chris, do a message on Facebook. Hey, does anybody want to join my paranormal team? And I'm like, me, I saw he was in Illinois. So, that's kind of where I'm at now, starting to maybe hopefully join him soon. We've been talking about going somewhere. We just don't know where yet, but.
So have you investigated on your own, like, or you haven't even investigated yet, which is totally fine. I think it's awesome.
We did a few places with the team that I'm sorry, my eyes keep watering because of my allergies. I have like a fan on because it's hot, and I'm like,
I keep going through that too.
But we did, believe it or not, we did Waverly Hills with just 4 of us. That was a place with just 4 of us. So that was the one place we did. We did Lemp Mansion.
How many days were you there? Like 7?
I'm sorry?
How many days were you there? Like 7?
Gosh, no. just one night.
I mean, you think about how humongous that place is, and there's only 4 of you.
I know, it's crazy.
How did you cover that much area with 4 people? Did you split up?
Yeah, it was just 2 and 2. We each took turns doing different floors, So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Then we did Lemp Mansion and Mineral Springs in Alton, Illinois. That was one of our favorite places too.
That's cool. Yeah, see, I'm on the East Coast. It's so hard for me to get out that way, which I would love to get out that way. And speaking of Paranormal Rockdown, I would absolutely love to be at Brodhead.
Yeah.
I always say, I call it Broadmoor for always, right? Because my brother's neighborhood is called Broadmoor.
Yep,
So
that happened.
I always say Broadmoor, and then I'm always like, no, it's Brodhead. But I said it right the first time. If Bill's watching, he knows I'm notorious for it. When I had him on, I kept saying it, and he didn't correct me. God, I love his heart. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't correct me.
Yeah.
I caught myself after like the 12th time saying it wrong.
That's funny.
So how did we get involved? How did the Rockdown Paranormal come about? Like, how did we get started, and who's all involved? And like, is this the first one?
This is actually the second one. The first one we did at Edinburgh Manor last year.
Okay. Yeah. I have to apologize because I didn't hear about it. I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, last year it was a lot smaller. We didn't have very many guests and everything. We just had Nick and Aaron from 28 Days Haunted as our guests, and then I had 3 bands play. And then this year we're at like 23 guests and 7 bands playing. So we more than
awesome.
tripled it in size this year.
That's
Figured
good.
if I'm gonna do it again, I might as well go big. So
Yeah. So you run the event then?
correct. I started running it. And then I was supposed to be getting help from another paranormal team. There was some health issues with them, so they decided to back out and step away from the paranormal for a little bit. And then Jamie stepped in and started helping me. And then after that, Dawn donated her time to start helping with the event as well.
You're getting yelled at by Larry.
Yes, Larry was there too.
Hi, Larry.
I love Larry.
You are right, Larry. I apologize.
So I think it's awesome. So and now you're having it at Brodhead Manor.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and that's located
Brodhead, Wisconsin. And then the concert portion with the bands playing is in Brooklyn, Wisconsin, which is literally like 5-10 minutes up the street from Brodhead.
That's awesome. So how's that going to work out? So if I bought a ticket and I'm coming as a patron, what do I expect?
So there's numerous tickets. I mean, you could just come for the Paracon on Saturday. Those tickets are $20 a piece, and you can investigate with everybody from 11 to 5, or you can visit like all the guests, Dave Schrader, everybody like that, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you want to stay for the investigation afterwards, that's going to be from 7 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Reason we're having that 2-hour break is so all the guests and everybody that was at the Paracon can go grab dinner and everything. If you don't want to go to the concert on Friday, we are going to be holding 2 mini investigations at Brodhead. I forget the exact time of those, but there's going to be 3-hour investigations with 2 different groups. I know Larry is going to be one of those groups that are going to be taking people around. And then you have the concert. Concert tickets are $20. That's going to be from 4 p.m. till 12 a.m.
That's awesome. So you're going to actually have two events happening. And people can investigate Brodhead, which is awesome. So let's break this up. So let's talk about, my gosh, ADHD brain. Let's talk about, my God, I apologize. This happens to me all the time. Everybody knows it that watches my show. It literally happens to me all the time. All right, let's talk about what's happening at Brodhead Manor. So that's where all the VIP or all the guests or celebrity guests will be. The vendors will be that you're having vendors.
Correct. There's going to be vendors as well as the guests.
Okay, cool. So Um, is anybody doing lectures?
Yes, we're going to be doing lectures. Larry's going to be giving a lecture. We got I think who else is doing it now? Marilyn Best is going to be doing her gallery reading. Sarah Lemos is going to be doing a gallery reading. We got about 7 other speakers coming. Dave
That's
Dave
awesome.
Schrader will be talking for a little bit.
He's so awesome. I love Dave.
Yeah, I haven't met him in person yet, but we just had him on our podcast probably about 2 weeks ago, and
He's a cool dude.
he's excellent.
I've met him several times. He investigated with him. He's amazing.
I actually look up to Dave, not in a paranormal sense, but as a podcaster. I do respect what he does now paranormally, but I mean, he's been podcasting for I don't even know how long. And I used to watch all his shows. I have one of his old shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love Dave.
And then one other thing that we're going to be doing special too, from Beacon TV Paranormal, Michael Gagliano. Everybody knows him as his comedy thing, but he does never do stand-up comedy. He's going to do a special stand-up comedy for us at Brodhead that day. Those tickets are going to be coming up soon on the website. They're pretty much they're going to be donation based, so there's not going to be any certain charge for it. All those donations are going to go right to Bill at Brodhead, so he can do some fixing up of the place.
That's awesome. I love that. I love these events that go back. Like it's like that's why I love Penhurst so much, because you actually see like all your hard work, meaning the volunteering you're doing and the helping out and this and that. Like you're seeing, even if you pay for an investigation, you know, you're seeing that your money is going back into the location. They're getting new roofs, they're opening up new buildings. You know what I mean? Like you see it helping. So it means something.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people, that's why I love these. I love events like Paranormal Rockdown, because it's for a good cause, whether it's you're raising money for cancer or you're helping to restore a historic property that, you know what I mean? Like it's all amazing.
Yeah, a lot of people see these events and they see the prices on them and they think, oh, these people are all about just making money and putting money in their own pocket. 9 times out of 10, when we're putting this event together, we're losing money. We ain't making any money off of it.
Right. And a lot of people also always question that, like, what do you mean? You're why would you keep doing it, right? And why you keep doing it is your passion.
Correct.
And that's what's the big difference is with the events that are just doing it to make money, and the ones that are doing it where it means something and it's going to a good cause, and your money is going somewhere good. So I commend you guys for that. And I love that you're helping, Brodhead Manor out.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about Brodhead. Have you both investigated it?
No, I have never been there. So I'm really excited.
Never been there. Oh, I want to go so bad. You're so lucky.
I wish you were coming.
So I know. Chris, so what are some of the things, like if I was going to do an investigation there one of the Friday night or whatever, like what are some of the claims of Brodhead? I have had Bill on, but just in case there's new people watching.
So,
what are some of the claims?
Going back to your first question though, I've been there, I believe 3 times now. I've been there one with my team. We rented out the places with my team and we investigated. That's how I got to know Bill that first time. And then I've gone there about 2 other times, just meeting up with other paranormal teams and going to hang out with Bill and stuff. But a lot of times, with it being a school, you have a lot with the children there, especially in the gym. The gym floor is old. You can hear every little step that creaks there. When the place is...
Has it always been what's the history? Has it always, it was a school at one point, I'm assuming?
It's mostly always been a school. There was times that I don't remember the exact story of it, but so anybody helps me out, Larry, you might be able to help me out with this. I know there was times during the war that there's soldiers there, I believe. And there was also a time where they used it. There was a church that burned down in the area, and they used it for the nuns and stuff there. So it's had that. Behind the building, there's train tracks. When they put the train tracks in, they went right through Indian burial ground. There's also still Indian burial grounds in the back there. So it's got a lot of claims. Like the kids, you sit there dead silent. You hear the kids running up and down the hallway. Bill's had it where he's just standing there talking to you, and they come up and they play with the change in Bill's pocket.
Yeah, I hear it's really
Yeah,
which
it
I
is.
love. I love it. I really literally and Bill is like being very accommodating too. He's like, yes, come out, you and the peaches, and you guys can stay there. He's being very accommodating, and I love that, and I want to take advantage of it so bad, but I have to work.
Yeah, that's why I love Bill. Bill's got a heart of gold, man. He'll help anybody out. Once you go there, he treats you like family.
Okay, so here's first Frankie. Hi, Frankie. Frankie's saying flaw for next year.
Oh, you talking Flaw the band, Frankie?
Maybe I don't know. That's why I threw it up there.
I think he's talking Flaw the band.
Okay, so Larry, I'm just going to read this. He said the school grew and shrunk during its life, just as the community grew and shrunk. So it was a middle school, high school, all ages, and back and forth. It ended as a middle school about 25, 30 years ago. So how did it get the name? How did it become Brodhead Manor? Was that just...
It's in the town of Brodhead, so I'm pretty sure that was just the name of it because of the town.
Okay. I mean, like the manor part, because a manor is like a type of a home. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
So I'm wondering.
That might be I wonder if that's something that Bill just named it. I'm not too sure on that one.
So what are some of the things, Dawn, that you're looking forward to? Being that this is going to be your first time. Is this your first time helping out an event as well?
Technically, yes. I mean, I helped Chris contact a bunch of the people for last year, and Nick Simons was the only one that I got, but I did contact a lot of people, and I was going to help, but I ended up with vertigo like right before the event, and I was in the hospital for 3 days. So,
oh, yikes.
I didn't go. So, yeah, I'm really excited to, first of all, get together with Chris again and investigate with him. And just meeting different people, seeing Dave again, and being at Brodhead Manor.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
So what are the different, and either of you can answer, what are the different, you said that there's different packages or different tiers of tickets or something that people can get?
Correct. So you can buy, for people who are just interested in the band, you could just buy the single ticket to see the bands. Those are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. If you just want to come to the Paracon is $20 as well. For both those events, if you're a veteran or first responder, tickets are only $10. And then you can do the investigation as well. We're going to have a seance where Sam Botrusis is going to do a seance with everybody. I think that's limited to only like 10 people though, so we're going to keep that nice and small. You could buy the single tickets for the Marilyn Best or Sarah Lemos event. We're also going to have, like I said, Mike Gagliano doing the stand-up. Those are donation-based. And then...
So when you say donation-based, I'm sorry, what do you mean? Oh, you mean like...
anything you can pay. If you can only pay $5 per ticket and want to see Mike do stand-up, if you want to go all out and put $50, like I said, all that money's going towards Brodhead for the event. And then we also have Dustin Perry. He's going to do a virtual Q&A and presentation for us, and you can buy tickets for that as well.
He's such a good speaker too.
I love Dustin. Yes.
I wish we could have had him in person, but the best he could do for us on those dates was just the virtual. So we just said, okay, we'll take it.
Absolutely, I would take it too, for sure. Really quick, Larry said that the manor came from the haunted house.
Correct.
The
So
brand.
when Bill originally bought the building, he didn't buy it as a haunted location. He didn't even know it was a haunted location. He was running a haunted house
Right.
during Halloween time,
Yeah.
and he needed a new location, so he bought the building to actually do the haunted house.
Right.
And that's when afterwards, doing renovations and everything, he found out it was a truly haunted location.
Right. Which is so cool. How cool is that? Like, I mean, you hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
And-
I have allergies too, and it's like killing me.
No.
Anyway, so people would buy tickets just for the concert and not go to Brodhead?
Some are, yes. I mean, a lot of them, like green jelly. Green jelly's
Oh
a
my God.
huge,
I know.
huge. Yep, we got green jelly as a headliner.
Wow. I know who Green Jelly is. That's weird.
So a lot of people are just coming to see them. I mean, they have like 3 million followers on their Facebook page.
Yeah,
So
I like Green
Wow.
Jelly. So how is that going to work out though? So is the concert going to be going on at different, like when stuff isn't going on at the manor, or is somebody like, what I have to like, do you know what I mean? Like what if Green Jelly was going on when Dave Schrader was talking, or the ghost hunt was going on? You know what I mean?
That's going to be 2 different days. So originally, what our plan was when I put this together was I was going to have the bands play at Brodhead on Friday, and then everything else was going to happen on Saturday. With everything that's going on in Wisconsin that weekend, Rockfest is going on that weekend, which is like 4 days of all music bands. Country Thunder is going on. So I had nobody that I could get to bring sound into Brodhead to do the concert there. So we had to move the concert portion up the street, which left Friday open for Brodhead.
So that's why the investigations.
Correct. So while everybody is watching the bands, the people that don't care for the bands or rock music can go to Brodhead and do the mini investigations.
And I apologize if you said this, but how much are the investigations?
The investigation tickets are $60. If you want to do all 3, if you want to do the concert, the Paracon, and the investigation, it's $90. So you get a discount for doing all 3.
That's awesome. That is not a bad price at all. That's
correct.
Really not to have all that. And then of course, if you want to do the extra stuff, you have to pay the extra, pay extra for that stuff, which is, that's a normal occurrence.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many, can people pay at the door, or do they have to get it all
Yeah, you can do it at the door. Ticket prices are going to stay the same except for the concert. If you do it at the door, it's an extra $5. Unless you're a veteran or first responder, then you still get that $10 price.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, we're a big supporter of all of it. So, I mean, that's the least we can do is give back to them a little bit.
Absolutely. That is amazing. I love that. So people that get these investigations at night are really going to get to investigate a very, very active place. From what I am so sorry.
No, you're good.
For what I'm being told.
Yeah, I mean, we've had great activity the couple times I've been there, and I mean, there's even documentaries. Larry did one of his shows there and won an award for doing a show there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I've had Bill on, which I love. So Bill's talked a lot about the claims there. And it just sounds like, I mean, you said there's children, right? Supposedly children.
Yep. And then you got the principal, the janitor, there's all kinds of activity.
Yeah. Is there one? How many floors is it?
You have 3 floors.
Are you going to have people people inside Brodhead, like like vendors and stuff like that, or is everything outside?
Everything the day of the Paracon, everything is going to be in the gym.
Okay.
So the gym's huge. Everything's going to be in the gym. Just because we want people wandering off, because it's still needs a lot of work, especially on the third floor. Bill doesn't want people going into a room where they fall through a floor or anything like that. And we don't have enough people to keep an eye on everybody. So everything's going to be confined to the gym. And then during the investigation, we're going to have guests and certain teams taking people around to all the different hot spots.
Oh, cool. Okay. So people won't have access to the third floor because it's just a little dangerous.
There's certain rooms you can go on the third floor, but
okay.
you'll be directed to those rooms.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. I mean, at least you
It's just not going to be like a free roam type of investigation.
Well, that's better anyway. I think that's better.
Yeah, I mean, because then you're not interfering with other people that are trying to do stuff. You're not getting flashlights to the face while you're walking down the hall, anything like that.
I mean, investigating at events is a little different than a private investigation. You got to kind of give a little. That's what people need to understand. Is you got to give a little slack because it's an event, right? So you are going to get some background noise. You kind of have to go into it as entertainment, but hopefully you have something happen that's like awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which probably will happen, but I mean that people have to understand, that it is what it is. You can still have some awesome evidence come out of events, no matter how big. I mean, we had pictures and all kinds of stuff coming out of the Penhurst Paracon 2 years ago when I was there. I mean, there was how many people, and people were coming out with EVPs and pictures, and so just because it's an event doesn't mean that you can't have a decent investigation.
Did you say Parapsychon?
What'd you say?
Did you say Parapsychon?
Did I say that?
No, I said Penhurst.
You know what? I said Penhurst. I talk fast. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I was there 2 years ago.
No. I said Penhurst, but I said it very fast, apparently.
Sorry.
Not your fault at all. So do either of you believe in cryptids?
I'm on the fence. I mean, the way I think about it, I think there's got to be something out there, because people have talked about it for years and years and years and years. It's like, I don't think these people are just seeing nothing. They're seeing something. Now, as to what it is, that's hard to say. But I'm on the fence. I'm kind of a skeptic, but it's like I want to believe. So
yeah.
I'm kind of on the same way Dawn's saying. I mean, it needs to be something that I actually see with my own eyes or feel with my body in order for me to truly say, yeah, I believe in that.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, I do see a lot of, the Paracon starting to have a lot of like a mixture of, things, and you guys are doing it in a way that the Bash does it, which I love. Like they have, WWE wrestlers, and then they have, you know what I mean? So it's like a mixture of like all kinds of cool stuff together. So you're drawing in a bigger crowd. You're drawing in a bigger crowd because you're appealing to people that love rock music and love Green Jelly. They know that Brodhead Manor, put this on. So that might draw them to come. Does Brodhead, I mean, you wouldn't do day tours there, would you? Or stuff like that, or do they?
Bill, I think, does day tours there. If you call and schedule with him, he will do it. I think it's only on weekends though.
Like a history tour type of a thing?
Correct, yeah.
See, that's cool. I mean, God.
And that's the thing too, is during this Paracon, I mean, everything's going to be in the gym, but Bill is going to be doing tours of the building, giving history on the building as well during the Paracon. They're just not free to go roam it without Bill. And
I would be fine with that. 100%. First of all, I wouldn't want to go roaming in a building I don't know. I just wouldn't do it. So that sounds awesome. And it's a one day only event.
For the Paracon and the investigation, yes.
Gotcha. Well, technically, the investigation's Friday, the Paracon's Saturday, right?
Opposite. So there's a
Oh,
concert and mini investigations at Brodhead on Friday,
right.
but then the Paracon is from 11 to 5, and then the investigations on Saturday are from 7 to 2.
Oh, I totally thought I missed that whole. I apologize. Thank you for clarifying. I thought you were doing investigations on Friday night, and I knew the concert thing was happening too. But then I thought Saturday was the Paracon.
Yeah, so there's two chances to investigate the building. You can have a
Gotcha.
mini one on Friday and a full one on Saturday.
So what's a full one? What was the difference?
So the mini ones are only going to be like 2.5 to 3 hours. And then the full investigation is going to be from 7 to 1. So you're going to have that, 6-7 hour investigation instead of 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh, that's awesome. Was that included in the triple thing?
The minis?
The
The
minis
minis are not.
The
The
minis are
minis were
not.
not. The full investigation is.
And how many tickets are you selling for that?
I want to say there's only 5 left. 5 or 6 left for the full investigation.
How many were you allowing?
We're allowing, I believe, 32.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
You break up into groups and stuff. So Dom, what are you going to be doing?
I have no idea. I'm just going. I'm going to be along, to help or do whatever Chris needs me to do. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So do you have everything basically wrapped up, or are you still like what's?
For the most part, we got it wrapped up. We're still working on the schedule for our speakers and everything. For those time frames, time slots, me and Jamie were just actually talking about that 2 days ago because we knew she was going to have surgery and didn't know how much recovery time she was going to need. So we kind of wanted to knock that out. And then the only other thing we need to set is where every vendor table is going to go, who's going to be next to who and all that stuff. But other than that, it's pretty much set.
Is Jamie, forgive me for not knowing this, but is Jamie a co-founder with you?
Originally not. She's kind of turning into it though, because she's been such a great help with this one. The very first year I did it, it was just me and my aunt to put it together. But yeah, she's definitely been a great help with this one.
That's awesome. That's good. And you say you have about 7 or 8 more people. Well, listen, if you're in the Illinois area and you want to volunteer to help out so that there are more people there, and just get a hold of Chris, because it sounds like you could use more help, right?
Yeah, we could always use more help. We got in Wisconsin, we got the Wisconsin Bearded Brothers. A bunch of them are donating their time to come help out with like setup and security and at the door ticket sales, checking people in, helping vendors bring all their stuff in and set their tables up. So we got great help with those guys. And then, yeah, anybody wants to help, just reach out to me and we can put you to work.
So what are the times for the vendors to get there? Are you letting them come in and set up early and stuff?
They can come anytime on Friday before the Paracon starts at 11.
And set up?
Yep.
Sounds like it's I mean, I don't run the Paracons, but I do help out. So I'm an event staff person for Ghostly Excursions. That's Bob and Gina. You know what I mean? I help them out. And then
Yeah.
Pam and Steve and John and Chris when they do Para Unity. And it's very rewarding just to be able to help something out that, first of all, you're friends, right? I love helping my friends. But knowing you're doing something good, instead of, I could be out there a basket case. Well, some people would probably say I am. But you know what I'm saying? There could be worse
Yeah, I know
things.
what you're saying there.
There could be worse things I could be doing. What is the date? Somebody is asking.
So the concert and the mini investigations are July 18th, and then the Paracon with the full investigation is July 19th. And again, that's at Brodhead, Wisconsin.
Brodhead, Wisconsin.
Yep, at the Brodhead Manor. And then for anybody that wants to know, we keep talking about all these guests. I'm just going to run through my guest list real quick so everybody knows who's going to be here.
Yep.
So we're going to have Josh Purvis, Vince Killian, Michael Angus, Mike Gagliano, Marilyn Bast, Nick Simons, I should say, Sam Botrusis, Dave Schrader, Dustin Perry, but he's only going to be doing the Zoom. We get Nick Sarlo, Kat Armstrong, David Childers, Zach Elston, Jen Jacobs, Jesse Hawthorne, Christina Bloom, Michelle Roos, Gail Burkle, Scotty Rourke, Jack Chavez, Joe Kudo, Dana Strichter, Diet Renee, Larry Eisler, Kenneth Drake, Ashmore States will be there, Len Dorman, Everything Vaguely Paranormal, Chad Lindbergh, Stormy Daniels, and Josh Hurd.
Also, I love Josh.
So again, we got huge lineup, big change from last year when we had 3 guests. We're at like 24, 25 now.
That's awesome. Good for you guys. That's so great. And then who of those people are going to be speaking?
So speaking, we're going to be having Michael Angus. He's going to be doing a speaking role. Michael Gagliano, he's going to be doing the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sam Botrusis will be speaking. Dave Schrader. Dustin Perry will be doing his Zoom. Going down my list here. Jen Jacobs will be doing a speaking role. Jesse Hawthorne. Scotty Rourke, we're going to be doing a paranormal game show with him.
Oh, cool.
During
fun.
During breaks and everything. He's going to be doing a paranormal game show. Jack Chavez will be speaking. Believe Joe Kudo is going to be doing the speaking. Larry's going to speak. Kenneth Drake. Len Dorman's going to be doing a live podcast there. And then EVP, I think they're going to be doing some speaking as well.
That's awesome. Jenny is saying, I can't wait for Rockdown. That kicks off Larry Eisler and I's epic road trip. She keeps him busy.
They're doing like 3 or 4 places right after Rockdown and then going right to Gettysburg Battle Bash.
You guys should come to that. It's really fun.
I probably won't make it this year just because it's the weekend after Rockdown, but definitely next year.
Yeah, she keeps Larry busy. Look at this. 75 investigations between Rockdown and Gettysburg.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
She literally keeps him busy.
Isn't it a week apart? How is that humanly possible if it's a week apart?
He probably feels that way. She is, every time I turn around, he's on an investigation because of Jenny. Jenny, like, Jenny, she cracks me up. I love it. I really, so you're planning on doing it again next year?
Planning to. We got to see how this year goes. If we're going to do it at Brodhead again. If Bill wants to do it, allow us to do it at Brodhead, I'd love to do it there. But if not, we're going to be looking for a different location that would love to host it. So
I think Bill probably will love to have it. I think he loves having guests there, and I think he loves having stuff like that, especially to help out the manor,
Correct.
Larry said he was rounding up. Taryn has Thursday, I believe. Thursday what? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm confused on that one.
I have your Christmas, Taryn. I have your Christmas gift. Jenny must be coming to Penhurst PowerCon. I'm sorry. I'm just reading these. I don't know what Larry means by Thursday. Oh, yes. Never mind. Now I know. Thursday in Gettysburg. He's coming into Gettysburg early, and I said I would come in early and I would take him around the park and show him all the less traveled paranormal hotspots. And we were going to use, because I've never used a Phasma box before, that I know of. And he said he loves it and he wants to try it on the battlefield in the park. And I said, okay, let's do it. I'm looking forward to it.
I need to step away for 2 minutes, so I'm gonna let you and Dawn talk for a couple minutes, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
So you were talking a little bit. I guess we can talk about you. Am I saying it wrong? Phasm. See, I'm not a big equipment person, Dawn. I am not.
I'm not either. I don't know. I have never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
But I'm not a big. I love my recorders.
Me too.
And I'll use like a full spectrum camera to take pictures, but not like I'm taking pictures. Yes, obviously hoping I'm going to get something, but not expecting anything. I'm just taking pictures of the location, and I love a full spectrum camera. A Phasma box. That's what it is. Okay. They'll have it at Brodhead. So we're going to go around the park and use it. I've never used it before. So we're going to use that and try to, but I'm going to take them to some of the places where I've had some really cool stuff happen. Not the norm where, have you ever been to Gettysburg?
No, I have not. I have not been to the East Coast at all.
You need to go to Gettysburg.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Don't go.
I would love to.
Come to Jersey. Don't come to Philly. Don't go to New York. Go to Gettysburg.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on the East Coast that I'd love to get to.
Yeah, but Gettysburg is the best.
Yeah.
You could just stop there and you'd be like, it'd be the best thing ever. Worth your trip.
I would love it. I would love it.
Yeah. So I'm not big on the equipment. I use equipment like my girlfriend's. I have some stuff. Like I have a I'll show you. I have him out. His name is Zeus, and I'm gonna make like a bloopers of Zeus because he scares everybody in the middle of an investigation. Like they know he's there, but then they forget. And on every one of my recordings, you hear, "Oh my God, that freaking cat scared the shit out of me."
I love that, and I want one.
So I'll use this because this is easy. You just turn him on. He's like a trigger prop, right? So something goes near him, something touches him, his collar goes off, he beeps, he makes good noises. But this is so much easier to say, if anybody's here, you want to pet the cat, as opposed to trying to explain what a REM pod is.
I love that. I seriously want one. I want one. Where did you get it?
Vortex Ghost Gear. And they custom make. They'll make they make all kinds of dogs and cats and all kinds of stuff. They made somebody a skunk. They made somebody a fox. Oh, wow. So yeah, Vortex Ghost Gear, and they stand. And I'm telling you right now, they stand by their stuff. Like something happened to him. I mailed it out. I had him back within a week, and he's all fixed and pretty. Ready to
go. Love it. I'm a huge cat person though, so I mean that's right up my alley.
We love that. It's simple. When you're investigating, you just say, "Can you pet the cat?"
I love it.
You can go back thousands and thousands of years. Everybody knows what a cat is. I could bring this to Pompeii, put it in the middle of the floor, and be like, "All right, pet the cat." They'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's easy for me. I don't know about all this other stuff. So the people that put that run Penhurst PowerCon are the ones that make that own Vortex Ghost Gear.
Okay.
So she's saying I need Gina and Bob to make me a corgi.
Oh, that would be cute.
It would be cute. Yeah, so Zeus, his name is Zeus, and he scares a lot of people. It's funny. But his I've had recordings where all you hear is this. His
Oh,
little
wow.
yeah, he'll be turned on and all of a sudden you hear you just hear the bell going off. I love that.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Yep,
So
absolutely.
we used it at one location, and just through Q&A and getting actual EVPs answers, found out we said, pet the cat, and all you hear is the bell, and then do you like cats, and you hear no on the recorder,
Oh,
so yeah, that was at Bird Mansion.
wow.
um
I love that though.
yeah, so while we have a couple minutes left, just kind of remind, I don't know what happened to Chris. I think something must have happened because he is not here. Oh, wait a minute. He's backstage. I
Is
am
he with?
so sorry.
No, you're good. I got booted for some reason. I had to refresh it.
How long have you been there?
Just like 2 minutes.
Oh my, I am so, you know what, I'm used to StreamYard where people pop right back in.
You're
And
good.
I
No worries.
did not realize
Yeah.
that there was 3 over there, so I apologize very badly. So we were talking about what when you're at Brodhead, so here's a good thing. We were just going to wrap up, but at Brodhead, what would you say would be the best equipment and stuff that people can use on the investigations while they're there?
Probably a spirit box or even just cat balls. They love the cat balls. Balloons. They love playing with the balloons or balls in the gym.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there was a question. And then will you guys, if people come and they don't have equipment, do you guys have equipment for them to use, or you're not doing that?
I'm gonna have the only thing I'm gonna allow other people to use is K2 meters and the cat balls.
Okay. So people should bring their own stuff. And just know you guys can use your phone to record audio.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
I know that
Sean
there's this,
Austin
yeah, go ahead.
gave me an app to put on there for recording.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
but
can use your cell phone if you don't have a recorder. You can use your cell phone to take pictures. So even if you don't have any equipment, you can still, and then like Chris said, he has the cat balls, he has the K2 meters, you know what I mean? So you'll be set.
yeah, we're trying to just avoid anything with a lot of sound that people bring in, just because the people that are going to be going around with the groups are going to have all that equipment, like the sensors and all that stuff.
Oh, cool. So
So
they'll be able to see it and use it while they're with
yeah,
okay.
they're going to be able to interact and use it with their group. So
Larry's saying he's going to have stuff with him for the group that he's leading, like a full spectrum camera, etc.
correct. Yeah, that's what we're trying to lean towards. So I mean, if you want to bring a voice recorder, K2 meter, anything that doesn't have a lot of sound, so it's not interfering with the investigation, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you guys, and hopefully next year it'll get bigger, and next year, the following year will be bigger, and then hopefully one of those years I'll get my ass out there.
Yeah, we definitely want to grow it every year. Hopefully it goes to where we can make it a whole weekend event and do all 3 days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our goal. So
Yeah. And then to be able to have like the concert at Brodhead too, as well. Like, kind of gives when everybody's taking that break for lunch or dinner or whatever, like you could do the concert during that time. You know what I mean? Or, whatever. I don't know.
yeah,
But
it's just gonna take a little bit if we do it again at Brodhead. Gym's big enough, the stage is big enough to do the concert there. It's just we need to make sure there's no other events going on where I can get that sound system into the building.
ever. Oh, you're saying just if there's other events around.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, you got Rockfest going on that weekend, you got Country Thunder. There's like 3 other big, huge concerts going on that weekend. So every single place that you could rent sound equipment from was taken up, and they're booked like 2 years in advance. They said when I called them.
Yeah. Now, just out of curiosity, and don't feel any certain way if the answer is no, but are you guys hooked up with any hotels for people that are like traveling from out of town? Like, is there any hotels that like is working with Rockdown, or you're just
Yeah,
recommending?
we got the Holiday Inn in Janesville, Wisconsin. They're our hosting hotels. So if you call them and book a hotel and just tell them you want the Paranormal Rockdown rooms, I believe it's $138 off you get for the room there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That's great.
it's pretty much half price for the room.
That's awesome. You should be able to do this for 3 days in a row.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
As you can get the people to stay, like the guests to stay for that long. Or
Yeah,
maybe
the guests, and I mean the problem is there's not many hotels out there. There's a couple Airbnbs out there. So it's the room, and then it's just having the people to help me put it together for 3 days.
right.
3-4 people doing it, it's going to take a lot more people to do it
Yeah.
than that. So it's not, so
And 3 days
so
is
stressful.
a lot. But you know what? I did go to a Bigfoot thing for 3 days. So people
That's cool.
do it. I mean, and especially
Yeah.
if you're traveling far. Like nobody wants to travel 14 hours except for Larry. Nobody wants to travel 14 hours and then turn around and travel 15 hours back. You know what I mean? Like right away. Like most
Correct.
people want to go and stay somewhere and kind of like have a couple of days before they have to travel back. You know what I mean?
I go to Phenomicon, and it's a 4-day event in Utah.
And how is it like on the third and fourth day?
It's you definitely get wore out. I mean, it's like, but there's just so much fun, so much entertainment going on. There's so many add-on activities for all the days. It's great, and it's with the Skinwalker Ranch people.
Ooh.
It's by far the most fun event I've ever been to.
So the people that are on the TV show, or the people that own it or run it?
Both. Yeah, the TV show. Well, the owner's the one that does the TV show. So
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
I think too. I mean, it's probably going to be at least another year or two before we try to make it 3 days, because there's
Yeah.
so much competition with these Paracons, and they're all so well known and everything already, like Penhurst and stuff.
But that's
People,
on the East Coast, right? I mean,
correct, yeah. But I mean, a lot of people save to go to that and spend their money to go to that. I mean, like Jenny and Larry, for example. Look how much they travel. So it's all got to build it up and making it a well-known con before we probably go to those 3 days to make it worth it.
yeah, you could always just, do 2 days and 2 days and 2 days, and then you'll know when the time is right.
Correct, yeah.
You'll know. I mean, and who knows? You might do it 1 year and decide that was too much. We'll go back down to 2 days. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, but it doesn't hurt to try it out at some point. You know what I mean? When you know you can do it,
Correct.
resources, and you have all that stuff and you can do it. I think it would be a great idea. Jenny's here. Hi, Jamie. Hey, Jamie. I see Jenny. God. That's my brain, not you. I promise you. How are you feeling? I'm glad you're okay. We said a little get well wishes for you in the beginning of the episode. So, I hope you hear that. Let me see. Well, now that we're where are we at here?
Just about an hour.
Yeah, just about an hour. Tell everybody where they can go to get tickets, and the website and everything like that, and then we'll say goodnight.
Yeah, so tickets, you can go to paranormalrockdown.com. That's the website for the event. Get your tickets on there. All the tickets aren't on there yet. The mini investigation isn't on there yet. Those tickets and Michael Gagliano comedy isn't on there yet. Those will be coming this week. Probably within the next week as well, we'll be releasing the times of all the speakers. But other than that, you can get your 3-day tickets for the all-in for the concert Paracon and investigation on there. If you want to just go to the concert, if you're local to the area, or just the Paracon, all those tickets are on there as well. You can also keep up with everything on our Facebook page, Paranormal Rockdown Facebook page. If you got any questions, you can contact me through my personal page, Chris Hartle, or Shadow Seekers Paranormal. Those are my 3 pages you can contact me to.
Awesome. Well,
As well as, I would say JamieLynn, but JamieLynn's out, so I don't want you guys to bother her. So please just contact me if you got any questions.
yeah. She's saying thank you for your love and support for the Paranormal Rockdown. Yes. And as always, at the end of my show, I do ask everybody, please, if you're watching, share the show out, not for me and not for Paranormal Brew, but for the Paracon, for Paranormal Rockdown, for Chris, for Dawn, for Jamie, for Brodhead Manor. And I said that without thinking. Yes, I'm getting it.
Yay.
Please share it out. Please share it. Like, go to these pages, like these pages, follow these pages. Just support. That's what this is all about. Showing support, for our peers and for the people that are just, that are good people and doing this for a good reason. I appreciate it. And so does my guests.
Appreciate you, and thank you for having us on.
Absolutely. Really quick, Jamie says she's all right. Don't be sore and tired as expected, but I'll be back at it soon. Love y'all. Love you too, Jamie.
Much love, Jamie. Thank you.
Yes. And I want to thank you guys for coming on again. Thank you, everybody that was in the chat. Please share the show out for them. And until next week, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.